In this quiet part of the East Midlands, politicians are finding grave concern about plans to turn fields near these villages into a giant solar farm. And developers want it here because it will be able to feed power into the national grid from a nearby substation.
Mallard Pass is something that people are raising door after door after door, and actually many houses weren't aware of the new height plans. These things are going to be 11 feet high. That is way above any hedgerow. Sue
Holloway and Keith Busfield are two of the many whose homes they say will be blighted by the planned solar farm on their doorstep.
It's extremely hard for everyone to get their head around the sheer level of detail and complexity.
They're not listening to us, they're just trotting out trite marketing blurb in the nicest possible sense.
The developers say community involvement is important. Nearly 500 feedback forms and 500 emails so far. They admit most of them are objections, and there is big concern about the size of the project.
We have had comments that it's of a particular scale that perhaps they weren't expecting. What we do need to do is ensure that we maximise as far as possible how much energy we can bring in from these sorts of sources where we have the capacity for the grid.
They stressed in a newsletter sent to every home that more than a third of the land taken up by the site won't have panels on it. It could still be farmed. But here in Rutland and Lincolnshire, they say it's not right for the community.
Our whole government's premise is about giving communities more say over what happens in our own backyards, and this isn't that.
Can we defeat them? I don't know. We can certainly make sure that they actually minimise the impact.
Plans will be submitted by the end of the year, and as a national infrastructure project, it won't be people or politicians from here who decide.